What is good, everybody? If you're new, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the post notification bell. With that being said, let's get into the video. What is good, everybody? Just real quick, I had some things that I had to get taken care of. When I got back from Houston, I felt a little overwhelmed, and also I try to do some little changes or whatever with these laws and things. Well, it's not about the changes really. It's more about the presentations and stuff like that. And I was just looking back on them, and I was just wondering what I could fix and things like that to help improve. That's what life's about, right? But anyway, yeah, I'm doing all right. I just have to take a break for a while from a lot of stuff. Some things can be a bit overwhelming. Spent a little too much money, but in Houston, but yeah. So we're gonna get into this video. So today we'll be talking about the 10 ways of how self-pity could get you into incarceration. The meaning of incarceration. Incarceration means that it refers to the state of being confined in a prison or jail as a punishment for committing a crime. What does self-pity have to do with this? What does self-pity have to do with this topic? Self-pity has to do with this so self-pity starts from a time to where a person has been negatively affected because of past thoughts, emotions, and experiences. So, for example, let's say someone's parent has been killed by the authorities, on the unlawful search or something. Let's say a police officer or a group of cops came to the door and they didn't ask for a warrant or anything like that. They just came in all aggressive or whatever, right, to a house. But by the way, it ended up being the wrong house that they got to. So they came in this house or whatever, and all of a sudden a woman was unlawfully killed, right? And she may have like a son or something. You know what I'm saying? Dude probably maybe 18, 19. And the mom might be 40, 46, 47 or whatever. So I'm just giving more detail about that. So with that, the child just be man, dang, I lost my mom to the cop and all that. And so that's when the self-pity started to kick in, because there was an emotional thought experience and an actual thought that hurt this child, because he done lost his mom. She lost his mom to the law enforcement, which is going to kind of make them either resentful, they be I'm not resentful, resistant, or they can make them a bit more rebellious towards them, either when they get older or whatever, or they start using some sort of substance to try to cope with it, or whatever the case may be, because it hurt them really badly. So it's a lot of that go on nowadays, but what a lot of people fail to realize is that when you're dealing with the self-pity, it's almost like you trying to go back to the past and change something that you either can't change, or there's some sort of that's just out of your control, or whatever the case may be. And so in order to get over those humps, you have to go into the mode of really understanding, really doing research, really getting into the gritty of why things happen the way it happened, or why people act the way they act, or why companies do certain things, or why anything, because that's gonna really help mold you into a better person, and it's gonna also, you could possibly get into better situations. Get into better situations with understanding all those things. So, question: does lack of understanding cause self-pity? Yes, lack of understanding causes self-pity. Not knowing how things work, the way people are, etc. It can easily sway you into many directions to where things could become cloudy in thoughts. Each time you walk into a situation expecting a different result and is considered insanity. Having heightened understanding allows you to take on different perspectives and could decrease jail time due to not acting off emotional rage. So, like I was saying with the example with the kid could possibly lose his parent or whatever. When you sit down and think, when you think sometimes, when you sit down and think, and you be like, okay, like, this happened, you know, what should I do next, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so a person that's given into self-pity would, like I said, would, you know, be more aggressive towards law, or they would be more repellent from them, versus a person who actually sit down and understanding how things work, how the law work and all of that. They would know that they was unlawfully going into someone's house. On top of that, they didn't have a reason to do that, and so they would, you know, do all kind of little legal stuff so that way they can get them sued and compensated for money due to, you know, a major loss or whatever the case may be. But so it's like these days you have to use your head when dealing with especially stuff that's like that can really affect your life, affect your record, affect anything that can possibly prevent you from either doing fun things or new experiences or whatever the case may be. The world is not necessarily over, I should say, but however, you have to be extremely aware of what you're doing, and instead of acting on impulse, because those impulses can really be detrimental to you as a person. So so just, you know, keep that in mind. You know, when you going through a tough pressure or whatever the case may be, and to the point where you have to actually rage out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like I have times to where I damn near want to rage out on a lot of stuff, but this was like my younger days. I was a bit more reckless with stuff than, you know, I am now. But it's, in a way, it's very beneficial. I like, you know, how things has changed on my end, because now I can sit down and be like, you know, I'm very grateful that I didn't make those decisions, you know, certain decisions to where it can really cause me like my life or whatever, or cause time away or whatever. But also I got to have, like, I keep getting these experiences to where I can be able to catch stuff to where the next time, whenever something like that comes along the lines, I can be able to handle it better rather than with the first time. Just life is all about experiences, repetition, and enjoying the journey. But in order to get over that bad hump of self-pity, the whole key is to increase your understanding, the way that anything goes. Because with that increased understanding, it's going to help you to think differently, move differently, be in control of your emotions. slow down your fast thinking, slow down your action making, meaning that you react before you think, which is gonna hurt you later. Things like that. So I do have a Bible verse. So look at Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. So Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 states, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith." So, in other words, this is pretty much about having like positive character, which requires self-control, in which is conquered through the science of understanding the why behind a plethora of good or bad things happening. So, in order for you to have the better self-control of your life, you have to understand the science of how things work. Because without that knowledge of understanding how things work, you can easily get addicted or overindulge into a lot of things, or you will easily be swayed by, society or things in the universe or in your environment. You get caught up in some stuff, not knowing that, in a split of a second, things can change. So, for example, meaning like you be with a group of people, whatever, right? And they tell you, hey, like this person here, you shouldn't be with this person because of X, Y, Z, or whether they cause trouble or they might have beat someone up real badly with a weapon or whatever, things of that nature, and you choose to still be around them, like I said, acting off of impulses, which you could be a good person, but at the same time, if you choose to be around that person, other people not gonna see you as that, because they already know the people that that personnel, and they trying to tell you about them, and you still choose to hang with them, they ain't gonna have bad character. And on top of that, like, it's gonna be too late when you realize it, because hey, you didn't catch the signs, you didn't read the people, that was bad. But excuse me, my throat. But anyway, yeah, you didn't catch the signs, into which they were trying to tell you that those people aren't good to hang out with, or those people, yeah. So that's just my takeaway for that verse. It's all about having that positive character. In order to have that positive character, or to live better, is through understanding, about consequences of certain things and the benefits of certain things. It's like good and bad type of thing. All right, so here are the 10 ways in which self-pity can get you into incarceration, meaning in jail. Be mindful. Most crimes are committed due to impulse, lack of calmness, thought, and confusion. Understand on the way things work in the world to operate. I said confusion is understanding the way things operate in the world. Sorry about that, but yeah. So all this old acting on impulse. That's all it is. Just acting on impulses. You do something without thinking, and your day ain't gonna be that good. Number 1 is desperation leads to crime. A person trapped into their own sorrow to where they commit a crime. So, a person trapped into their sorrow. So, like the example with the mom getting killed by the cop, getting killed by my long sleeve, getting killed by the cop, And because that child has a lot of sorrow, they choose to either go against the authorities or be more resentful, like they don't really care or anything, or it's just like a miss on them, or hit or miss, I should say. Right? So, yeah, it's all about, unlocking that understanding and unlocking that wisdom on how things work. Which basically, other words, I'm basically saying just common sense and unlocking understanding, which can lead to common sense if you're willing to put in the work to understand. All right, so number 2, substance abuse. Self-pity can be a catalyst for self-destruction, like turning to mind-altering substances as coping mechanisms. So people may experience something that they didn't like or something that wasn't fair to them, and it'll turn out that, hey, like, they're gonna be on drugs, or they choose to be on them drugs, or whatever the case may be, because they hear other people had these stories and they be on drugs or whatever, and they trying to find a way to cope with certain things or certain aspects in their life, to where they don't want to either think about that again, or they want to temporarily feel good in that moment, to where they feel like they was happy again before that event has brought them to their attention, to where they had that negative feeling. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Ain't no drug, ain't no alcohol, ain't none of that crap that you put into your body that's altering your mind is going to help you at all to resolve none of your problems. It's not going to do it. That's why I'm trying to tell people it's the whole secret sauce behind escaping this self-pity bullshit and all this little fuckery in the world is to understand or how things work. By you just simply reading, or by you simply just talking to other people, or by you simply just being away and just kind of watch how people move, or just learning how things are. So that would definitely help a lot, because with that, when you have a better understanding and you know how stuff goes, you won't be trying to use the substance. Instead, you'll be trying to run away from the substance because it's not going to solve your problem. So let's say somebody's mom died from diabetes or whatever, right? So somebody's mom died from diabetes or whatever, which is a health concern due to insulin resistance and all that. So they'll sit up and eat all this crap or whatever, due to bad dieting or whatever, not eating according to their organs. And so when that organ fail or whatever and they get sick easier and they die, they're like, oh man, like my mama died from diabetes. I'm gonna go take these Percocets, or I'm gonna do heroin, or I'm gonna do crack cocaine, whatever, or I'm gonna do Primos, which is weed and PCP put together, but stuff like that. So it's just crazy shit, right? So, supposed to a person who understanding how diabetes work, you know what I'm saying? And with that understanding, they'll be like, okay, like, since this person parent died from this, I'm gonna learn from this. I'm gonna understand what caused it, what does it, and things like that. And I'm gonna try to accommodate my lifestyle to where I can make some changes to where I can live longer and not having to use any substance to try to deal with something. But yet again, I can be happy. And my mom's spirit be happy. See how that is, rather than, you doing the drugs trying to cope with it. Supposedly you locking that understanding to be happy again with that understanding so it won't affect you. Okay, so number 3, violent outbursts. Feelings of prolonged self-pity triggers anger and violent behavior leading to jail time. Man, I've been through plenty of this with people with violent outbursts, just like outrageously just yelling, or whatever case may be, in particular in high school and all the college bull crap or whatever. See, in the world, y'all don't have to yell, man. Me personally, I don't like yelling. I don't like raising my voice. I don't like doing nothing outside of just stand calm, do things calmly. In that way, you can just keep life simple. You don't have to yell at no fucking body. You don't have to cuss nobody out. You don't have to, man. And people, it's like nowadays, people are so damn terrible, just with their attitude problem, like with they over thoughts. I don't know if it's something that they eat or something they drinking or whatever, but you don't need that, bro. Literally, sister, brother, y'all don't need that violent outburst, man. Like, we are human beings, like we not animals, you know. So keep it simple. Don't yell. Don't do anything that's violent. Don't be threatening, whatever, right? If they don't want to follow through with the plan, they don't want to be calm, they don't want to, they still want to feel like they got to raise their voice to make a stupid ass statement or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Leave. Whether male or female. Fellas, if you dealing with a woman that you know what I'm saying, that's yelling out of self-pity and all this other crap, and you ask her what's wrong or whatever, she don't want to tell you, and you know, she don't want to, you know, go in the quarter with the plan, leave. Hey ladies, if a dude is doing what he doing, and you know what I'm saying, he yelling angry and always pissed or whatever because of X, Y, Z or whatever you got going on, leave him. Just get up and leave. You know, if he try to block you in or whatever, hey, you can, in a given moment, you can put a restraining order on him, and he can't be around you no more. You know, it's always stuff. It's always things around that to avoid violent behavior. Oh, I would have been the Malcolm X or whatever with these violent outbursts of violent behavior, but I'm more like Martin Luther King, like, you know, due to health reasons, and I ain't trying to have no high vibrational bull crap, just bull crap affecting their health and all that. Your health is not worth the violent outbursts. Alright? Keep it simple. Don't yell. If you feel like you gotta yell or getting pissed off, just leave the room. If it keep constantly happening, you need to leave that person alone, or just burn them bridges. All right. Number 4, domestic violence. A person struggling with self-pity may project emotional turmoil to physical, emotional harm onto a loved one, being abused, leading to jail time. And oh man, that old domestic violence, huh? Can't keep your hands to yourself, and you that doggone self-pitiful. Let me tell you something, man. Like, fellas, like putting your hands on anybody, or especially a woman, like you will seriously face some criminal charges, for real. Like, if you gotta put your hands on somebody out of just emotional, whatever the case may be, or you feel like this person ruining your manhood or whatever, Man, I'm tell you something. Out of all the years I've learned this and things I've seen, man, like it ain't even worth doing. If you gotta feel like you gotta get into a domestic violence situation, cut that shit and just let it the fuck go. I'm dead serious, man. Like that ain't what you around them for. Like why? Why put your hands on them? You know? And the reason why you feel like you gotta put your hands on her because you don't know how to handle them. You let your emotions get built up to the point where, I gotta put my hands on her for to make her listen, to make her do this and that, or whatever the case may be. Tell you, this self-pity stuff, doing that, due to that lack of understanding, and you just going off emotion instead of logic, not using common sense. Hey, that's what happens, you know? You'll get that good old incarceration in. Incarceration on your record. Number 5, reckless behavior. Overwhelmed by self-pity, a person engages in reckless behavior like reckless driving, public intoxication, etc. Now I had to turn to it. So, this reckless behavior stuff, I mean, it's the way I feel about the cars, like driving fast and stuff like that. It can be fun, you know, as long as you know what you're doing and where you know what I'm saying, and where you're doing it at. Just it's all about your environment. I don't think that's bad, but reckless behavior like getting drunk in public, getting into embarrassing altercations to where you can possibly lead you to jail time. Yeah, like that mean that when a person acts out like that, there's some things that they've been dealing with, but they try to sweep under the rug. You know what they say? A person that's intoxicated has the most truth that come out of them. Man, tell you something. Tell you something. It is true. It is true. It is true. It is true. Man, but if y'all feel like, you know, your limit is creeping up on you, it's all right to have fun. But anyway, but just keep it in control, please, fellas. Don't get out here get drunk and beating on women and do all this little stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got some sort of problem or something like that, though, y'all sit at home, work it out, or if you got some problems with yourself or whatever, or you feel like something just ain't right, hey, you got me. You know what I'm saying? You just use what's around you. You know what I'm saying? Just use what's around you. You gonna be all right. Trust and believe. Number 6, avoiding responsibility. A person that's overwhelmed neglects lawful obligations, leading to jail time. Man, y'all need to be on top of things, man. Like, if you did some wrong, it ain't no point of not being responsible and not doing your part. You know? Because when you do your part, you know, you just showing that, hey, you know, I own up to what I did. That's all responsibility is. It's just you owning up to what you did. The moment y'all understand it, is the moment y'all would never want to act out again, to where you being aggressive, to where you have to be responsible enough to where you have to follow these long ass list of orders from the system. Be responsible, man. Think about your actions. Don't be trying to do no crazy stuff. Come on, you got it. You big dog, all right? And you ladies, Be some queens, all right? But number 7, threatening, harassing others. Someone may experience chronic self-pity, may lash out verbally by threats, harassment, which can lead to incarcerations. So you out here threatening people, harassing people, all because of somebody didn't go your way, or you feel like, like once again, you don't understand how things work. So for example, let's say that a person owe you like $100 to $200, and the person that borrowed the money from you either don't have a job or don't have a job to where it makes enough money that way. So 2 things you could have done. You could have either said, hey, I'm gonna donate this money to you, and then hopefully you get what you want to do, what you do, and you keep it. Or B, don't give it to him at all. Don't give it to him at all. See all these threats and harassment just simply means it's saying that, hey, like, this person I have trusted to do this and that, and I'm tired of getting let down, and so I have to put my foot down to where I won't get messed over, or to show an example to people of what happened when people mess that particular person over. That's all it is. And with that, it's like you have to look at certain people's situations, outcome, incomes, just how they are as a person. Because you making them threats, they can easily go do this and that. You know what I'm saying? You be in jail and you would damn near never see that money again. Supposed to you either giving it to them as a donation or you don't give it to them at all. Don't be trying to threaten and harass people, man. Like, it's definitely not worth it, and that is self-pity, because with you threatening and harassing somebody, you lack understanding, or you miss the situation that they was in, knowing damn well they wouldn't go either pay you back or whatever case may be. But man, it's people that's some serious stuff. Like, it ain't even worth all that, man. For real, keep the buck with you. Just heighten your understanding. See what certain situations about, and then you make your judgment. Or stop being so nice. Be kind but not nice. Right? So number 8, self-destructive decisions. A person may do impulsive decisions that leads to incarceration. Like I was saying before, it's all about those impulses. If you don't think before you do, they're gonna lock you in the system, now you're through. Alright, so sorry to say about that. Number 9, manipulating others for sympathy. A self-pity individual may resort to manipulation or deceit, aka lying or fabricating stories, in which can lead to jail time. So the point of the lying is that it's one thing to where you have to get yourself out of a situation to where your life is being held at gunpoint, or whatever case may be, or your life held at gunpoint, or whatever case may be. And it's another thing to where you lie to enforcement to kind of tamper with the evidence, or whatever case may be, because you'll feel pitiful about going to jail, which before you did the crime, you should have known that it was a crime and not to do it anyway. Right? So It's common sense. It's all about understanding the thoughts. It's common sense. It's all it is, you know. And I just manipulate, you know. And when you do the right things, and you know, you won't have to manipulate and lie and do all this other, you know, little bull crap or whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know what's right and wrong. You feel me? I mean, you take that back. People know what's right and wrong. It's about the understanding, the depth, like that true understanding. I'm gonna make it even better. So better yet, kind of put it in your head to where, like, paint the picture in your head, like if somebody was in a situation or whatever, and you was to react in a way off of impulse. Just think about what could happen. You know, all the time you can lose, all this other stuff, to where things won't necessarily happen in your favor. And then think about the other situation to where you thinking about what you're doing and thinking of an alternative route which can better save you time in the future from all the bullcrap. So you're in a situation where you getting revenge and some violence go down, and you know, all this other crap. You go to jail, do some time in prison, or you think about your actions. You got the picture and your actions in your head, and then you kind of roll with that to see how things are gonna go, which can save you a lot of time rather than, you know, you spending time in jail and because you lacked understanding. So yeah, so that's what I have to say about that one. Number 10, running from the law. Someone may flee from the law mainly when feeling overwhelmed. This will lead to jail time. So you running from the law because you feeling pitiful about you going to jail because of some stuff that you should have thought about, or you feel like you should have thought about. And so now you running from the law because you now don't want to sit in jail for something that you did off of an impulsive action. But I'm gonna say this here. Like nowadays, a lot of people are not using their head, and the world is getting crazy and crazier. Things are getting dumber and dumber. It's just like y'all have to think, man. Like y'all really have to think. Y'all really have to be like, okay, I keep doing this, you know, and y'all be like, I'm tired of doing the dumb shit, so I'm going to sit down, take time out to understand people, to understand how guns work, understand how the law work with people and guns, understand how to dress so I won't be stereotyped to where I could be a potential suspect to go to jail. Think about people's safety and how they feel. All of that, man. So ideally, you know, and in order for you to not even be characterized as a bad person or a threat or whatever, you have to be a person to where, like I said, is an understanding. You know, you dress nice, you look nice or whatever. You're not causing any trouble or bringing no kind of drama. You know, you just living good, you know, because you have an understanding of how things can go. You left to right really fast. And so that's you being on your P's and Q's or using your common sense to not do that thing. Suppose that to a person that just don't care, dress how they dress or whatever case may be, do some stuff right then and there, not thinking they just going off an impulse. Next thing you know, boom, cops get called on, they go to jail, whatever. And it's a lot of dudes being in jail because of their lack of understanding. And even women too. they have all this drama, getting, you know what I'm saying, and arguing, and dudes punching on women, and women trying to. It's a lot going on. So yeah, these are the 10 things that I think that you should be mindful of and to really think about from being incarcerated because of your own self-pity. Your own self-pity can be resolved by understanding things in the world that's around you. So that way you will not be into the pigeonhole of your own sorrow, which let your sorrow turn into rage. You don't want to let your self-pity turn into rage. You want to let your self-pity turn into where you become a great individual. Okay? So if you're new, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and turn the post notification bell. With that being said, your boy Mufasa is out. Bye.